Apple Pay. So we have Google Pay because we're mainly Google people, and that's where you store your card on your phone, and then you can tap to pay. Apple has the same thing. Now, they came out with a couple of statistics that I thought was interesting. So Apple Pay is in like 40 countries, and they're reaching about 10 billion transactions. They're reaching that threshold this year, so it's becoming like paying with your phone is becoming more and more of a thing. I think they said Australia has like a 99% adoption rate for Apple Pay. So almost anywhere you go in there, you can just use your phone and pay for it. In the US, it's still like one of the lower ones at like 70%.
All right. So, on a mini tangent here. So, with my last phone, I had the case so that my credit card and my ID were in the back of my phone. But I decided that was too bulky, so when I upgraded to my new phone, I just got a slimmer case. And so now instead of being able to carry my ID and my credit card around, I just really carry around my phone because, as you know, I really don't like having to lug a purse around. I just don't. And if I do adopt Google Pay, which I imagine I probably will in the near future, that will be a lot more convenient than always having to either remember my card, or at this point I just keep giving it to you or leaving a card in your wallet.
Yeah.
Making you carry around. Yeah.
And I think and in the future, I think even IDs will be presented this way if you can get it all circulated, because with the evolution of blockchain technology and this whole like the way credit cards are being used in this process over the phone, it's not like the phone is sending credit card information, they're sending a transaction pin. And actually Apple did a very good demo, not a demo, but like they had this little presentation of like how, because they go also into the security of this, and it's essentially the same thing as your chip reader. If you have a credit card with a chip reader, you send a chip in, and that chip doesn't actually give your credit card information. It just gives a little verification pin, and it's randomly generated every time it's used, and that connects with the merchant account, and then the merchant account, make sure everything's verified and good to go. So same thing happens when you use your phone to pay. It's actually sending over a verification code, and then those verification codes are just getting synced. And so Apple had a very good like kind of visual for this, and I thought that was good because most people don't realize how that is different. The chip is different than swiping your card. And what else? They were also talking. They apparently in Europe, there's a few cities that actually use this Apple Pay system to put on their mass transit cards. So here in San Francisco, we have the Clipper card, right?
Right.
That you use to get on. Well, there, I think it was a Venture card, or I can't remember what it was called over there. But essentially, you could use that card, or you can have that card on your Apple Pay, and so you can use Apple Pay for your mass transit.
That's nice, because here you have to add to your Clipper, but you either have to go to Walgreens, or I think you can do it online, but that's kind of a hassle. Don't mind me.
She has allergies today.
Well, not just today, but recently,
recently.
with the weather and the spring and the dogs.
But they announced that in Portland and Chicago, those cities are going to be utilizing Apple Pay for their mass transit payment system this year, which I thought was also like
Chicago
a cool.
is?
Chicago and Portland, yeah. And